everybody. So I'm excited for this video, and the month of May has really been a banner month for me movie-wise. And I always say at the beginning of the videos that the reason why I'm able to see so many movies is because I have the Movie Pass, which is pretty amazing. It's $30 a month, and you can see a movie every day for the whole month. Just no 3D and no repeat viewings. But I was able to see 9 movies in the theater in May, which is really crazy. But a lot of variety and a lot of really good movies. So I'm excited to tell you about them. And I didn't see that many movies at home, so I'm not going to do a home video this month because I've been reviewing the Pixar and Disney nature films on my blog. And so that's taken most of my home viewing. And I just posted my review of Monsters Incorporated and Oceans this week for Disney Nature Oceans. I loved both of them. I think they're both great. Also been reviewing the Pixar short films in addition to the feature films. So I think you guys will really get a kick out of that. So check out, I'll have a link to Movie Pass and I'll have a link to the blog that you'll definitely want to check out. So first movie I saw in the theater was technically April 30th, and I did talk about it on my channel, so I'm not going to go into great detail, but I saw Avengers Age of Ultron, which I thought was really a fun, engaging comic book movie. I thought it had a great villain. I really liked getting to know some of the backstory about our characters. I thought that the characters really seemed vulnerable, which I think is key, especially for the kind of villain that Ultron was. And I thought it was great. The next movie that I saw in the theaters is actually a ridiculous movie, was The Room. Yes, I saw the So Bad It's Good, notorious worst movie ever made, Tommy Wiseau in The Room. I saw it at the Riff Tracks, and they had these Mystery Science Theater guys were doing the commentary, and they were hilarious. And without that commentary, I don't think I would have really enjoyed it that much, but they were so funny. It definitely was more gratuitous than I thought it was going to be, so I do definitely have to give that warning. But it's not really like offensive because it's so badly done that like it's not erotic in any way, but it definitely is. They're longer scenes than I expected, and so anyway, it's completely awful, horrible movie. It's bizarre, it's strange, but with that commentary, it did make me laugh really hard. So if you get a chance to see the Riff Tracks, I really recommend it because I thought they were so funny. And then my next movie at the theater was the Age of Adeline, which is so funny because you got the Age of Ultron, you got the Age of Adeline, and I do wonder if there's anybody that accidentally went to Age of Adeline, they wanted to go to Age of Ultron. That would be hilarious. And it's okay. It's fine. It's not a terrible movie. It's just not a great movie. I think the performances are what sort of save it, because it has this horrible narration that tries to sort of explain the magic and make sense of it, which was completely counterproductive because it took away the magic of the movie. And it's awful. And I thought that the story is just very sweet and saccharine and something you might find on the Hallmark Channel or something like that, which I like those kind of movies, so it was fine with me. But it's not like a great movie by any means. But the guy who plays the boyfriend, Ellis, was extremely good looking. and Blake Lively looks great in the movie, in the clothes and everything. So it's an enjoyable movie if you are looking for a rental. Then next I saw Ex-Machina, which is a very great looking movie. Its cinematography is so striking and beautiful, and it's basically the story of this guy. He works for a Google-like company, and he wins this prize to go and spend a week with the reclusive owner of this company, and it's like in the middle of nowhere. You have to be dropped by helicopter, and it turns out he's actually there to test out an AI, an artificial intelligence named Ava. And it's a thriller, it's exciting, it's a little predictable, and I didn't feel as emotionally connected as I would have liked to have felt, but it's still a very solid movie and very gripping. Then the next movie that I saw was Pitch Perfect 2, and I love the first Pitch Perfect. I think it's one of the best comedies in the last 5 years. It's funny. I love the music. Acapella was a big part of my college, and I would go to the festivals and see them sing, and I just really enjoy it. And so a lot of it is maybe a little nostalgia for me, but I just found the first one so funny without being completely raunchy. It had a few years where it just seemed like every comedy was a Judd Apatow, just complete filth and raunch fest, and so it was so refreshing with Pitch Perfect. And Pitch Perfect, they totally have the Mighty Ducks 2 treatment, where they just take the original story, and where it was like national championships in the original, we're gonna make it the world championships. Or Rocky does it too. A lot of them do it. It's the exact same movie. But I really liked the music, and I always say with a comedy, I have one test: did it make me laugh? And this made me laugh, and so it's done its job. That's its job, is to make me laugh. It did its job. Next, totally different type of movie was Far from the Maddening Crowd. It's based on the Thomas Hardy novel. This looks gorgeous also, and it's mostly well acted. I didn't like the guy who played Sergeant Troy. I thought that he was pretty bad, and it was just, there was no chemistry between him and Carey Mulligan, who plays Bathsheba Everdeen in it, but there's lots of chemistry between her and the guy who plays Gabriel, and I really liked them as a couple. I really liked their story. I thought it was an interesting woman for that era and that kind of movie, and it made me want to read the book, so I think that tells you something about the movie if it makes you want to read the book. And then I saw on demand, I Am Big Bird. And I'm a huge Muppets fan. I'm a huge Sesame Street fan. I think they're brilliant. And this is the story of Carol Spinney. And we get to hear about his life and his marriage. And it was so interesting, as someone who's a lover of movies about work, this person who found their calling and what they were supposed to do in their life, and what they were able to then do with that, and this really, of course, unusual job. And it was so interesting to find learn about the mechanics of Big Bird and how it worked, and his experiences going over to China, doing different things as Big Bird, and the relationship between him and his wife. It was just such a lovely depiction of a marriage, and something to sort of strive for as a single person. That's definitely the kind of marriage I want, like that Carol Spinney and his wife have. I loved it. The last movie that I saw in theaters was just last night. I saw San Andreas, which was, I was hoping it would just be kind of goofy, dopey fun, and I was disappointed. It wasn't even that. Like, I feel like for a disaster movie like this to kind of work, you have to have a big cast with charismatic actors. Like something like Independence Day works because it's not just Will Smith. It's Will Smith and Bill Pullman and Jeff Goldblum and so many other people. And this, it's just The Rock, and he's good. He's very good, but he can only hold it so far, I feel like. And the other cast members are weak. And especially when it's away from The Rock, it's very silly and ridiculous. And I also feel like with this kind of movie, you need something to be new and exciting, where I feel like all of the stuff is like stuff I've kind of seen before. Like, it was definitely strongest when it was the special effects as far as them on the ground level, and feeling the earthquake and everything. That felt pretty real. But when it gets to these aerial shots of the buildings toppling and everything like that, it really, I didn't think was that much better than like what we got in Transformers. So to me, it had sort of a Michael Bay-ish Armageddon kind of feel. And the love plots and the side plots were really stupid. The dialogue was really bad. And the other thing too is that The Rock isn't really saving anyone except for his own family. There's one scene where he gathers people to a side of a building, and that's like one of the better scenes in the movie. And the rest, it's just him rescuing his daughter and rescuing his wife, and that was just not that exciting for me. So I didn't think it was good at all, even as like a guilty pleasure, kind of ridiculous movie. I still didn't think it was good, even on that level. So, oh, another one I wanted to tell you about that's also available on demand and in theaters right now is the animated film Cheatin. It's Bill Plimpton, who's an amazing artist, and this is definitely not for everyone. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I really thought it was moving. It's basically a simple story about girl meets boy, and then the boy thinks he finds out that his wife is cheating. It turns out that she's really not, and it's just a deception by a girl who likes the boy. And so it's kind of an Othello type movie, really, and where he's devastated because of the betrayal of his beloved, but it's really not a betrayal, and it's just so beautifully animated. It's so gorgeous. If you like that kind of style, I mean, it's just one of those artistic things that you like or you don't like, and so I would really recommend it. It's definitely helping an animator who's trying to do new things, trying to do different things, and it's not just the CG that we've seen so many times. So that is my movies for May. Definitely let me know what you think of all of these films, if you enjoyed them, if you didn't like them, if you disagree with my opinion. Like I said, there's longer reviews for all of them, except for The Room. I didn't do that one, but there's longer reviews for all of them on my blog, so if you want more, please comment and we can talk about it, or you can look at the blog. That would be great. And please subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.